MDCAT, the Medical and Dental College Admissions Test, is basically an entrance exam conducted in Pakistan for students who want to pursue medical school or dental school degrees. So this exam actually requires, prior preparation. Students sit down for like a few months and prepared for this exam, and they're actually also provided a specific curriculum which they need to learn for taking this exam. So I've been thinking recently that, okay, why not just have some fun with this idea, because I'm going to be starting 5th year of medical school starting in February. So since I'm already a medical student, I will be a doctor very soon. If I was, living in Pakistan, or, if I was to take this exam without any prior preparation, would I be able to clear this exam and get admitted into medical school? That is a big question I will be trying to answer. And obviously, we cannot answer this question in the short video, because I'll be answering only 9 questions, because this exam actually consists of 5 different parts. You have physics, chemistry, biology, English, and logical reasoning, or critical thinking. So I asked my friend, who's basically a doctor as well, Murtada, thank you for your help. It wouldn't have been possible without you. So I'll be answering these questions that he has chosen for me. And I don't know the answers. I haven't seen the answer sheet yet. But the thing is that I'm going to be trying to answer these questions, which are 3 from biology, 3 from chemistry, and 3 from physics. So let's see how many questions I can get right. And keep in mind that, okay, the last time I had physics was 5 years ago, and the last time I had chemistry was 4 years ago. And biology, I mean, I am technically a medical student, but these biology questions, I don't know, I have no idea how this is going to go. So yeah, I think let's just dive straight into the video, and maybe it's time to get embarrassed. I don't know. And I just found this birthday card from last year, which I'm going to be using to, check the answers, so that I don't see the next answer when I'm checking the answer sheet. Alright, so let's start off with biology first. Question number 1 in biology. In humans, the sequence TTAGGG is repeated how many times? 3,000, 4,000, 2,500, or 3,500. Okay, so I have absolutely no idea, because cell biology, that was something we had in the first year of medical school, and TTAGG, I vaguely remember that this was something, with, obviously it's a sequence in your DNA, but I do not remember what this is for, what protein this encodes or whatever. I have absolutely no idea, but still at the same time, I do remember that, okay, there was this certain sequence which we humans have, and it's also repeated, around something associated with the number 3. So it has to be if I had to guess randomly over here, I would have to choose either A or D, 3,000 or 3,500, because that's somewhere vaguely back in my memory that, okay, it has to do something with the number 3. So I don't know. I can't really choose between A and D, but if I had to choose one, I think I'll go with A, 3,000, because, well, why not? 3,000 sounds very much, like a whole number, I guess. So let's just lock the answer 3,000, A. Let's see if that's correct. Okay, so I have my birthday card over here, and biology, question number 1. Answer is A. How did I manage to answer correctly on this one? I have absolutely no idea. Let's go back to question number 2. Anyway, 1 down, 8 more questions to go. Question number 2. Experience has no influence on this type of behavior. Kinesis, which is movement. Imprinting, I have absolutely no idea what imprinting is. Habituation is the getting used to. Insight, no, I don't know what that is. And learning, obviously learning has a lot of stuff to do with experience, because experience teaches us, so experience, yeah, learning. Kindness is movement is obviously also based on experience, because when okay, I have to go, let's say, this way or whatever, you know the path, the way, so it has a lot to do with experience. Imprinting, I don't know what that is. Insight, I don't know what that is. Habituation is obviously, associated with experience as well. If I had to choose between B and D, imprinting and insight, I think insight is something, if considering the word insight, in terms of English and not psychology, I think insight is when you know a certain fact about something, right? That's when you say, okay, I have insight about this certain topic. And that has to require experience as well. But imprinting, I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to go with B. Let's lock the answer. Experience has no influence on imprinting. Let's see if that's correct. Number 2 correct answer is D. Oh, what? I mean, I was confused between B and D. Insight, I don't know how experience has no influence on this, but whatever. At least I was on the right path, and I was unsure between B and D. I got it wrong, but still, I will still give myself some credit for that at least. Alright, so let's just move on to the next question. Okay, the lipoproteins are rich in cholesterol. Okay, so I have to choose a lipoprotein which is like the most rich in cholesterol. Chylomicrons, VLDL, LDL, or HDL. Alright, so I think I should be able to answer this one because this is like medically related. So I know that, okay, HDL is basically good cholesterol or like good lipoprotein. So I think that's wrong because it's high density lipoprotein and it's not really that rich in cholesterol. Chylomicrons are like the biggest lipoproteins, which are also rich in triglycerides and not cholesterol. VLDL and LDL. Okay, so I know that whenever we talk about, cholesterol, like the bad cholesterol, it's basically LDL. So I think I'm gonna go with C, LDL. Let's lock the answer. The correct answer is D, HDL. Well, what? That doesn't really make any sense because I'm pretty sure that it has to be LDL. What? I think it has to be LDL, and for that reason, I'm gonna Google this answer and see if it's HDL or LDL. Okay, which lipoprotein has highest cholesterol content? It says LDL. Google says LDL. The lipoprotein with the most cholesterol content is LDL. Low density lipoprotein. So I think the answer sheet is wrong in this case. So I got 1 wrong in the biology part and 2 correct. And now let's move on to the chemistry part. Now chemistry actually used to be my favorite subject in high school, in college. So let's see if I can get something right on this one. First question in chemistry. Which unit is commonly used by meteorologists? What? How am I supposed to know that? What the hell? This is not chemistry, guys. A, bar, B, centibar, C, millibar, or kilobar. How on earth am I supposed to know that? This is not chemistry, okay? So which unit is commonly used by meteorologists? But if I had to, randomly guess and try and think about the answer. So if we're talking about bar, I think we're talking about, pressure, like air pressure. Because, when we are inflating air in our car's tires, right? We are also talking about either pascals, kilopascals, or bars. So I think I'm just going to go with a bar because I don't know why they would use kilobars or centibars or millibars instead of just a bar. So I think I'm just gonna go with bar because that's what we use when trying to inflate air in our car's tires. Now, as weird as that may sound, I don't know what else to say. So let's just check the answer over here and see if I got that one right. So chemistry, answer number 1. Let's see. The answer is C, millibar. You know what? I'm not disappointed by this one at all because you can't simply know these things without actually having learned about them. Anyway, question number 2. Which one of them is used as an automobile antifreeze? Ethanol, ethane, ethylene, glycol, or propane? Okay, so I know it's not A, ethanol, it's obviously not alcohol. You don't use alcohol as an antifreeze in cars. B, ethane. I don't know why that would be wrong. C, ethylene glycol. I think that could be correct because I think antifreeze has this, specific smell, which always reminds me of glucose, if that makes any sense. Even though glycol is also, is an alcohol, but I think it has to be C. Propane is a gas. I don't think you use that as an antifreeze. I'm gonna go with C, ethylene glycol, and let's see if I got that one right. All right, the correct answer for question number 2 is C. Thank God. So up till now, 1 correct and 1 wrong in chemistry. And now here's the time for the last question. Le Chatelier principle is about, okay, this is some actual chemistry now, finally. A, reaction mixture. B, reactants. C, equilibrium mixture. Or D, products. Okay, so I know that Le Chatelier principle was something about, that both sides of an equation, of a reaction equation, have to be equal, or something about equilibrium on both sides of an equation. So I'm going to go with C, equilibrium mixture, because it's not just about products. D, it's not just about reactants. B, and A, reaction mixture, and C. I think A is wrong because something has to, it's something with equilibrium. I'm pretty sure about that. So I'm going to go with the answer C. Le Chatelier principle is about equilibrium mixture. C. Let's check the answer. Correct. That's right. C. Alright, so in chemistry we also got 2 correct and 1 wrong, the same as biology. This is actually going pretty much a lot better than I actually thought. So 6 questions up till now where I got 4 right and 2 wrong. And here comes the last part, which is physics. And physics was never really my strongest point in high school either, so I have no idea how this part is going to go. But anyway, let's give it a shot. So question number 1 in physics. Electric current in a conductor is always due to drift of A, proton, B, electrons, C, ions, or D, atoms. Okay, so I think I distinctly remember this one because electric current is like the movement of electrons, obviously, because electrons are the ones which move from atom to atom. Protons do not move. Atoms are too big to move, and ions do not really move because ions are just atoms which are charged. So I think I'm gonna go with the answer B, electron. I think I'm pretty sure about this one. Let's check the answer, and the answer is Woo! And the correct answer is B, electrons. Alright, perfect. So we got the first one right here in physics. Question number 2. The following graph is a pictorial representation of spontaneous emission, spontaneous absorption, stimulated emission or stimulated absorption. I have no idea how I'm supposed to read this picture or this, this figure. You have two lines and you have certain waves, and E1, E2 probably energy, and then you have the arrows which probably are the direction of the emission. So I have no idea what this is, but it somewhat seems that the first H, like the HV sign of the arrow on the left one, is somewhat stimulating the other atoms, and then you get two HV arrows on the right side of the figure. So it seems like, the first left HV arrow is maybe stimulating the other ones. I have no idea what I just said, but I think I'm just gonna guess the answer. Stimulated emission, because it seems like something is being emitted, and stimulated because it seems like, the first arrow is stimulating the other two. I have no idea what my reasoning is, but let's just check the answer. I'll go with C, stimulated emission. Let's log the answer and check out the correct answer, and the answer for this one is C. Holy crap, how did I get right on that one with this sort of logical reasoning, like illogical reasoning, I would say. Anyway, I think I'm pretty much happy as long as I get the answer right. The reasoning does not really matter because I'm not taking the MDCAT and I'm not prepared at all. So anyway, let's just check the last question and see if I can get right on that one as well, because if I do, then that would be embarrassing, because physics is actually my weakest point, whereas chemistry used to be my strongest point. So if I get right on physics, it's going to be insane because I was not expecting this at all. Anyway, the last question in physics is, according to the special theory of relativity, here we go, Einstein, the expression for time dilation is given by A, B, C, D. And I have no idea how to read these equations. Alright, so this is something that you have to know. You cannot think about the answer over here. You cannot just, try and come with some logical reasoning. I don't know what the answer is, to be very honest. I'm just gonna guess with, okay, so since the last answer was C, I'm probably gonna go with something else this time. And I'll go with, I guess, I don't know, I'll go with B. I don't know why I'm choosing B, but I'll just go with B and let's just see if that's right. Time for the truth, and the correct answer is B. Dude! I have no idea how I scored all correct in physics, 2 right in chemistry, and 2 right in biology. So overall, I just got, 2 questions wrong. I got 7 correct. So my total score would be 7 out of 9, which is pretty much something I was not expecting, because for this exam, you have to, specifically study and learn the material that they ask you to learn. I mean, if these questions would have been medical school related, like something about, clinical stuff, some diseases, I don't know, maybe some random human biology, then that would be much easier. But the sort of questions they have over here, they're just complex and insane, and you just have to know this stuff. You cannot sit there and try and think about the answer with some sort of logical reasoning. I mean, you heard how I was reasoning, and it was absolutely brutal. That's the wrap for today, Sapiens. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I actually have this one more video where I tried out nursing school exam questions, so you might want to check this video out. Now see you on the other side. Take care. Peace.